What's going on, guys? Connor Wells here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hope you're all safe and well. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a sort of pet peeve of mine, and I'm pretty sure it's a pet peeve of a lot of other photographers as well, and it's the fact that too many people are shooting at f1.8, 1.4, 1.2. Yeah, you don't need to do that. Let's roll the intro and I'll explain. So welcome back, guys. Thank you very much for joining me for another video. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be talking about why so many photographers are shooting at f1.8, 1.4, 1.2. It's a little bit unnecessary, and I'll explain why. Now, I make a conscious effort to try and consume less and create more, particularly with the new direction that this YouTube channel is going, in a more sort of creative thing, moving away from sort of reaction content and moving into more sort of creative stuff like photography, videography, and talking about podcasts and production and all that sort of stuff. So I try to consume less content, but I do often find myself scrolling through Instagram, and there's been many times where I've seen a photo of a model, a subject, obviously is the main focus of it, and they have a background, and the background is so blurry, it's so hard to distinguish what the background actually is. And that is when people are shooting at a wide open aperture. Now I'm going to go over a few reasons why I don't usually tend to shoot at like f1.8, 1.2, 1.4, and I'm gonna go over them, and hopefully they'll help you and sort of make you rethink the next time you go on a photography shoot. Now, the first one, and probably the most obvious, wide open lenses, say like an 85mm, 50mm, that's 1.8, 1.2. They're very, very expensive. Lenses with a fast aperture are incredibly more expensive than ones with, say, let's start at f4. So I have a 24-105 L series lens. That's sort of the kit lens that comes with the 5D series with Canons, and that lens starts at f4. It's a fixed aperture, so from 24 all the way to 105 is f4. Now I obviously put it on my Canon M50 with a speed booster. It turns it into an f2.8. Sometimes I'll shoot photos in f2.8, but usually I shoot portraits at f4. Now, another reason why you shouldn't always shoot with a wide open aperture, it makes it incredibly more easy to misfocus. With the aperture wide open, it's focusing on a much smaller area, so your eyes may be in focus, but your nose, your ears, your hair, your shoulders, your neck might not be in focus. And for a portrait, that's not ideal, and a result of that, your photos are more likely to look less sharp. If you take the approach of shooting a portrait and a photo of your subject, of a person, with the aperture between sort of 3.5 or 5.6, it's going to make it a lot easier to actually tell a story, create a narrative with that photo. Particularly if there is an incredible background and some scenery behind it. If you're shooting at 1.8, it's going to be very hard to tell what that background is. You could be taking a picture of, your best friend standing in front of an incredible mountain range, but if you're shooting at 1.8, it's going to be very hard to tell that there's actually a mountain range behind you. There's going to be very little detail. It's just going to be very, very blurry. Whereas if you shoot at something like f4, f5.6, it's still going to get a blurry background, but you're also going to be able to tell what is the background, what the person is actually standing in front of. So you really need to think to yourself, do I need a blurry background for this image? Does it actually help tell the story of this photo? I often make a conscious effort to try and think of that before I set up for the shot. I am at the moment, and probably like a lot of people, saving up to get a bunch of lenses. I'm aiming for the holy trinity of lenses. I'm aiming for the 16-35, the 24-70, and the 70-200. Now, if you look on websites, you will notice that there are sort of two options when it goes to buying those lenses. You can get the f2.8 version of those lenses, or you can get the f4 version of those lenses. The f4 ones are incredibly less expensive because the aperture doesn't open as much as the f2.8 ones. Now, if you're shooting low light, f4 probably won't be an ideal situation. I will probably be shooting a lot of low light photography, live music and gigs, concerts and stuff. Same with videography as well. So I will be going for the f2.8. But when it comes to portraits and taking photos, I probably won't be shooting f2.8 very much. Now, it is incredibly easy to get caught up chasing those blurry backgrounds, to get those fairy lights looking all creamy and bokeh-licious. It's very easy to do that, and it does look visually appealing, but it's not always necessary. Sometimes people overuse that. I've made that habit of, really chasing that blurry background, but it's not necessary. It doesn't help, create a narrative. It doesn't tell the story. It doesn't set the scene too well. If you're actually needing a blurry background with, the lights all looking brilliantly circles and blurry, but if that's what you're going for, then yeah, be my guest, go right ahead. But for me, it's not always necessary. Now, if you're shooting a landscape, you're probably going to want to keep your aperture a minimum of f4, because your photo is going to be sharp from corner to corner. Whereas if you're shooting at f1.4, f1.2, f1.8, it's going to be very, very sharp in the center, but those corners are going to be blurry as hell. So in the long and short of it, try and challenge yourself by shooting at a different aperture other than f1.8, f1.4, because you can get a lot more creative. You can get loads of different shots. It's incredible how much the aperture actually affects an image, particularly if you're shooting at f3.5 to f5.6. You're going to get a blurry background, but you're also going to be able to tell what the background actually is, and your photos will ultimately look a lot sharper as well. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you like what you've heard, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to head over to my Instagram page and have a little look at my photos there as well. That'd be really cool. Or also check out my portfolio at connorwells.com. That would be great. Really, really appreciate it, and would love to know what you think. Again, thank you very much for watching this video. As you guys can probably tell, I have pretty much completely changed the content of this channel. I've moved away from sort of reaction content and have moved into more photography, purposeful stuff. And I'm glad to see that these videos are helping people. So at the end of the day, thank you very much. Cheers. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Peace.